Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Vartika. In my previous video, I have explained how we can work with the text file. That means what are the basic steps involved in working with the text file and what are the various modes of working in text file. In this video, we will be seeing how we can write the content to the text file. See, when we have to create a text file, there are two ways of creating it. One is the very simple way that you all must be knowing is simply writing the content in any editor and then saving it with .txt extension. We are not concerned with that method. We are concerned with another method through which we are going to create the text file using a Python program. So starting with how we can write the content in the text file using the Python program. For that we have two functions available. One is your write function and another is your writelines function. We are going to discuss about both these functions in detail. Starting with write function. See what happens in write function, it allows you to write one line of text at a time. That means one string at a time in the text file. Right? The syntax of this function is file object dot write and within bracket string object. Now what is this file object? This is the file handle. You must have already studied in the previous video that file handle is basically the variable through which we reference a file. Right? Through the Python program, if I want to refer to some file, the variable that I am going to use is your file object. Now what is this string object? This is simply a string variable containing one string. But when we use this method write, you have to remember that this function is not going to add any extra character to the file. That means if you have to insert spaces, then for that spaces you have to write down the code explicitly. If you want to change the line, for that also you have to write the code yourself. That means new line character has to be provided by you. Right? This function write is not going to provide the new line. So let us understand it with the example. See, here I have written a very simple program. As you can see, I am here trying to create a text file with the name demo.txt. This is my text file name which I am going to create. Now since I have to write the content in this file, so what mode I have written? I have written the W mode. If you remember, W mode allows you to write something to the text file. And here F. This F is your file handle through which I am going to refer this file in my program. Wherever I have to refer to the file demo.txt, I'll be using the variable F. Now in this program what I have written, I have simply used a loop that will run for 4 times. And inside this loop, I have taken one name as input and their name I have written into the file using the write function. So what I have written? F dot write and within bracket this variable s which is containing one name. In this way this code will run 4 times and 4 names will be inserted in the file. After that the file is closed using the close function. Now when I run this program, see I have run this program and these are the values that I have provided in the program. Amit, Arun, Ritesh, Akhil. These are the 4 names that I have given as input. Now when the program is run, the program has not displayed any output. It has simply taken the input and then placed it in the file. I have not given any print statement in the file, therefore no output was displayed. Now how will you see whether the content is written into the file or not? What you are going to do is you are going to open the file demo.txt. See, this file I had created, demo.txt. I have opened this file and you can see the content. Whatever I have inserted, I have provided as input. that is Amit, Arun, Ritesh and Akhil. All these names are written in this file. And you will notice over here that between the two names, no space, no line change is done because we have not provided anything. Right? So simply the values that were taken as input were written into the file without any extra character. One thing more, children. Now this file demo.txt, where is this file created? This file is created in the same folder where your program file is created. Till now we have not seen the concept of file path, so I am not going into the details of that. Now suppose I want that all the names should be written in separate lines. So what should I do? I am going to use the same code, but I have modified only one statement over there. See, initially I had written f.write and simply s. Now what I have done? S plus new line character. See, this I have explicitly provided. System has not provided. Neither the write function has provided, but I have provided. Right? So what is the effect of this? Let's see. Again, when I run the program, these are the values that I have provided. Abhay, Kapil, Nitesh and Rahul. Right? These are not the same values that we provided earlier. Earlier we had provided with the values as Amit, Ritesh and so on. Right? Now I have provided new values. So when I open my file demo.txt and I look into the content, you will see that it is showing only the new content, the last content that we have entered. The previous contents are not there. Now, why is this so? This is because you have used which mode? W mode. And W mode does what? W mode simply removes the previous contents and write the new content to the file. Right? So, whatever previously was written is deleted and the new content is written to the file. Okay? Now, let us talk about the writelines function. See, write function was writing one line at a time. Now, this function is capable of writing multiple strings at a time in the file. But how are those multiple strings provided? Those multiple strings are provided in the form of list of strings. See, this is the syntax. File object dot writelines, and then within bracket we provide a list. That list is containing the set of strings. Right? File object is the file handle and list of strings are the simple list that is containing different types of strings. Okay. Now let us see the effect of this function. Now I am using the same program, right? Same file is there, demo.txt. W mode I am using. Everything is same, but here I have taken a list L. And whatever value is taken as input from the user, that string value is added to the list. Now when all the values are appended to this list, in one single line I have written the entire list using this function. See, f dot writelines L. And after that I have closed the file. Since I have used the W mode, so the previous contents will be deleted. When I run this program, I have provided again different values. Piyush, Amrit, Neha, Praveen. Right? Now, how will they be stored in the file? See, they are stored in one single line. Because even writelines function has not added any extra character by itself. If I want to write them in separate lines, so with each element of the list, we have to provide that extra character. See the effect? Here, while I was adding the string to the list, I have also appended the new line character. Right? So this has to be provided anyhow. Whether you use the write function or you use the writelines function. This extra character has to be provided by you. Neither the write function nor the writelines function will automatically add this character. Okay, now when I run this program, I have written Priyansh, Devesh, Noman, Ram. and see, they are inserted in separate lines. So this was the effect of write and write lines function. But till now we have seen that whatever content, when you run the program, right, the previous content of the text file was deleted. But if I want to retain the previous content, now what should I do? Now we are going to see how we can append the data to the text file. Appending means without removing the previous content, new content is attached to the end of the file, right? So initially my file was this way, and then when I added the next content, the previous content was deleted and this was the new content added to the file. Now what I am going to do is, in the same program, I have changed nothing, just one single letter I have changed. Instead of W mode, I have written A mode. A stands for append mode. You have already studied about it. No other changes there in this program. Only I have changed the mode. Now when I run this program, see, these are the values that I have taken as input: A, B, C, P, Q, R, R, S, T, D, E, F. Now you can have a look at the content of the text file. Initially these were the content of the text file, and then after that, without deleting them, it has added new content to the text file. So you have to remember, if your program says to create a text file, right, write the content to the text file, then you are going to use the W mode. But if it says that you have to append the content to the text file or add the content to the existing text file, you are going to use the A mode, right? See, till now we have seen how we can write the sentences or the words to the text file. But now we will be seeing how we can write a record to the text file. Record means one line containing different types of information, or the information or the details related to one entity. For example, you can see over here, I'm creating a file student.txt, and in this file I'm writing the details of 3 students. The details are roll number, name and marks. Now how I am writing? When I am creating the list which is to be written to the file, in that list I am joining all these 3 elements, roll number, name and marks, separated by comma. I am joining these things to create one single string, and this one single string will be written in one line. So when I run this file, see, these are the input that I have given. The first input is 1, roll number is 1, name is Nikhil and marks is 56. How this is stored in the file? You can see over here, 1, Nikhil, 56. That means one student detail is stored in one line separated by comma. However, we do not normally utilize the text file to store such type of information, because for this we have a specialized type of file, that is your CSV file. And we will be discussing about the CSV file in detail in later videos. So before we close this video, let me discuss with you one more function, that is your flush function. See, normally what happens when you write the content to the text file, the content is not directly sent to the text file, but from your program, the content is sent to the buffer. Buffer is a temporary location, right? Temporary space. And from that buffer, slowly the content gets copied to the text file. Now this function, what it does, it forces the writing of the data into the file which is still there in the buffer, right? This function is automatically called by the close function, and the syntax is file object dot flush. Okay, so with this we come to the end of this video. In this video we have seen in detail how we can write or append the data to the text file, right? In the next video, I am going to explain how we can read the content from the text file. So do subscribe my channel so that you are notified the moment I upload my next video. Thank you.